Welcome everybody. I'm here to talk about this absolute clown group on Steam, Woke Content Detector. So it has 971 members, 34 are playing games right now, and 396 are online. I find this hilarious because, you know, I don't think people like this actually really play video games, and I don't think that they care about video games that much, otherwise they wouldn't be making stupid groups like this. You know, there was a point when I was a child when people were very concerned about the content that people were taking in because they thought video games were too violent, which from a certain side I could see that, where it's like, you know, people grew up not really watching too many violent shows. They watch cowboy westerns where like you shoot somebody, they're not bleeding, there's no bullet hole and stuff like that. And then they play Grand Theft Auto 3 like I did when I was a kid. You shoot somebody in the back and blood squirts out, and you know, you can saw people and stuff. Like, it's crazy, you know. I get it. Like, it's something that you're not used to. Back in the day, it was something a little bit more nuanced, and it could sort of shock parents, and I can get that. But what these guys are up to is like obviously no good. Like, they just want to shit on a bunch of things for like very frivolous reasons. Join our effort to identify whether games contain woke content. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, woke is something that was colloquially used by black people, I think, since the 70s. I could be mistaken. And woke basically means that you are socially conscious and you're not like a dummy about things going on around you. And you use that knowledge to your advantage to move forward in life and move carefully and move in a way where you can succeed. The goal of this group is to provide a way for people to share information about woke content in games. The group is open for anyone to join, and newcomers are encouraged to help us grow/improve the curated list of games. See pinned topics in the general discussions subforum for more information about how we operate. So let's look at their methodology. So woke equals woke equals any images, messages, characters, storytelling, dialogue, music, or game mechanics that include themes associated with the left side of the political aisle and contemporary Western politics. Very, very stupid. You know what I mean? Like, the things that they consider woke could be like as simple as a person of color appearing on screen and they didn't expect it. You know, there's no real like hard limit to what's woke. You know. These themes include things like pro-LGBTQ+ messaging, which happens a lot in their list, which we'll get to here in a bit, pro-DEI messaging, pro-climate action messaging. So they hate people of color, they hate queer people, and they hate the planet because what the fuck is this, man? So you wouldn't even watch an episode of Captain Planet? I don't know. Pro-communism and socialism messaging, which, you know, they're kind of sort of different ideologies, but kind of not. And this is not, I don't consider them bad. I consider myself a socialist. Pro-abortion messaging, so they hate women. So if their sister or their mothers or their daughters get raped and get pregnant, they want them to carry that baby to term. Pro-pedophilia messaging, I don't think that pedophilia is something that should be assigned to political ideologies, because that's not a politic. That's just weird. That's something weird people do and fucked up people do that should be arrested, right? Now, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they were spotted with Jeffrey Epstein. They're right-wingers, but I don't think every Republican is a pedophile. I think libertarians could be pedophilic, you know what I mean? Because there's some libertarians that believe that it should be a state's right to like tell you when, not the state's right, but a community right to tell people like what's a good age of consent and stuff like that or whatever. But I don't think it's a political ideology. Pro-immigration messaging, they hate immigrants. Pro-transhumanism, again, that kind of falls underneath pro-LGBTQ+, but, you know, stay stupid. Anti-Western society messaging, anti-human messaging. So destroy all humans, we'll come to find out, is something that they don't care about that badly. Even though anti-human messaging is a big thing to them, destroy all humans is not. Anti-colonialism messaging, anti-capitalism messaging, anti-heterosexual messaging, anti-patriarchy, anti-white messaging, anti-family messaging, anti-speech messaging, anti-gun messaging. Like, imagine like being this big of a bitch that you have a list that you gotta show people, or like, you know, give to people, and you have to like be like, oh man, you know what, I think that I don't want to show this to anybody. I don't recommend it because there's a black woman who comes in and she's a lesbian. I hate that. Like, goddamn, what a weird person you had to be, right? And just as I promised here, I was looking this up earlier when I started recording, but destroy all humans. So, destroy all humans contains subtly anti-human messaging, however, it is presented in a humorous setting. Stupid, bro. They just said the anti-human stuff, even though, like I get it, it's humorous, but come on. This is funny. Contains subtly anti-human messaging. Contains subtly pro-LGBTQ+ messaging. This remake removes a mission involving negative talk regarding sex changes and a man who ends up getting a sex change. So we wouldn't fucking know that if you didn't mention it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. Like, why would you even say that if it's informational? Nier Automata contains subtly pro-LGBTQ+ messaging. Multiple minor characters reveal they are lesbians. Okay, so I don't like the phrasing multiple minor characters, because they're not minor characters. It's characters that they're minor characters in the sense that they're not major characters, but like the phrasing of this, you could have been like NPCs, multiple NPC characters. When you put multiple minor characters, it makes it seem like it's younger characters, and that's crazy to me. Anyway, let's get on with this. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about like this curated list of games, and I want to go to something really quickly on YouTube to show you like how stupid I think these right-wing YouTubers are. So here's a recommended list. The recommended list starts at 3, so there's 3, and it looks like it goes all the way down to, hold on, is this? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't all the way to the left. So it starts at 3 and it goes to 381, which means that there are 378 games that they recommend, right? All right, and this one starts at 3 as well and goes to 303. So there's 300 games that are informational, which by what they've described, they're informational, but like a lot of these games they don't really fuck with like that, because, you know, it's like right next to being not recommended, right? Not recommended. How many games are not recommended? 748. I'm sorry, 745 games are not recommended. This one cracked me up right here. Bloons Tower Defense 6. If you guys don't know what Bloons Tower Defense 6 is, it's basically like this Flash game, right? It's kind of like a Flash game. Bloons Tower Defense has been around a long time, since I was in high school in 2012. And that's when 4 was out, I believe. And basically, you protect your goal from these balloons from getting into your territory. You get a bunch of monkeys, and they throw stuff to destroy the balloons. It's very kid-friendly. Like, anybody can play it. It's fun. And it can be kind of addicting. But they say it contains LGBTQ+ messaging. There's a pride flag item available in the trophy store with pro-pride messaging. I think that this is absolutely ridiculous that a flag offends them so much, because I bet you this, they'll be fucking, I bet they hoist an American flag out and a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Maybe even one of those flags from the seceding states. The fucking why can't I say the name? The rebel flag. I bet they have a rebel flag on their porch or some shit like that. I don't know why I couldn't remember. I almost called it the Dixie flag because it's so old and traders use it. I almost forgot. But anyway, so there's a lot of games that these guys don't like, and for very shallow reasons. We'll get into more of them, but I just want to look at this really quickly, right? So Endymion is one of these fucking weirdos who has a YouTube channel that's dedicated to just talking shit about people that he doesn't really even directly talk to. Like, he doesn't know any of these people. He just assumes things are going bad for people, and it's freaking stupid. Like, he's so dumb, and he fell for the dumbest shit ever, right? So Endymion, obviously he's one of these shallow ass YouTubers who's like, oh man, the wokies, they're gonna hate this and all of this, while playing Baldur's Gate. Look, Baldur's Gate creators erase problematic lore WOTC goes full woke Warhammer. I don't know what the fuck this guy is talking about, but look at the pictures he has for like these thumbnails, right? It's always some chick with big titties and like, I guess never like a big ass really, but like it's always like about sexualizing females, which, you know, it's fine. I don't care. Do whatever you like, and obviously you have an audience that likes it. They are into that dumb AI fucking art that you have there. But like, he thinks that Baldur's Gate was made to piss woke people off, and it's fucking hilarious because he is playing a game where it's not recommended, right? Because they don't like when they have body types, you know, and Baldur's Gate gives you body types and gives you option to change your pronouns, right? It's so stupid. Baldur's Gate 3 devs embrace identity politics, plus billions lost as Japan abandons woke agenda. Okay, so very stupid of him to say. It's so very stupid, right? Because Baldur's Gate, it doesn't matter if whatever game he's talking about made Japan lose millions or whatever, because there are a bunch of different other games that are doing very well. For instance, Astrobot is doing really well. It's a Japanese made game. Stellar Blaze, a Korean made game. It made a bunch of waves. It like did a lot to break barriers for Korean games, and like there are some things in it that I don't think like, you know, a bunch of people would necessarily agree with. The way some characters are dressed, people might not necessarily agree with it. You know, if you're a conservative woman, you should not like this, but if you're a conservative man, you should like how she's dressed, I guess. But like, the overall message is like very good, but they don't say anything about DEI and Stellar Blade. They only say it when it suits them. DEI is a message for if your skin is brown or black. It's not for if you're Asian in an Asian game, or if you're white in an Asian game, or white being white, you know, in a white game. Like, it's annoying, and that's the type of videos that he makes. He just prattles on and on about shit like, oh man, the wokies are mad. Like, dude, you're such a fucking moron. I almost want to call him the R slur. Concord is woke financial disaster. Woke gaming, sweet blade. Like, look at all this shit, man. Nobody cares about Concord like that, man. Like, Concord, I don't know. Concord is a game, my honest opinions on Concord, it's a game, another hero action game, and I think it got buried by people who are like this, you know, and can't stand the fact that there's a character that has pink hair and is a girl or some shit. But the fact of the matter is, the game was modeled after Overwatch, which prominently features a lot of like LGBTQ plus characters, and was like one of the most successful games in history. So like, I get the vision for it. So, you know, if you don't get that, you're just a fucking idiot and you don't know anything about games or like monitoring the success of other people within the industry. That's just what they did. But let me see, what else do they got going on here? Eat my ass. I don't know, something about, probably talking about how Black Myth Wukong sold like a lot of copies. Big whoop. Didn't sell as many as Baldur's Gate, I don't believe, but you know, whatever. What do I know? Sorry, I had to go off on that because I believe Endymion's a fucking moron, and this is what people like him do in their spare time. They make these fucking lists. Baldur's Gate 3 contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging. It's woke, and Endymion he fucking loves this game. You could tell. Look at this. Hold on. Look at these fucking thumbnails. Oh my god. Oh my god. Baldur's Gate 3 proves modern gaming is getting worse. Oh my god. Hey, Jesus Christ. So this was a game praising, right? This was a game. This was a video praising Larian Studios, but he doesn't care about Larian Studios so much anymore because of, I don't know, I'm not watching that fucking video, but he's like, everybody's hating this game. They're not trying to please the woke people because they made a character sexy. Like, what a fucking loser. Only to turn out that most people are starting to get mad because they're realizing that they're more than just she, her, or he, him pronouns in the game. Fucking loser. You know what I mean? What a loser. This one made me laugh too. Tekken 8. So, contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging. Uses body type in place of biological sex during character creation. So let me start off by saying this as a Tekken 8 player. The only character creation in Tekken 8 is for an avatar to go to an online lobby that you don't even need to go to play other people. You can make a lobby without the online avatar, and you can play people without even like making a lobby. So the most that you do in Tekken 8 is like decide if your character has a feminine face or a male face, and you can decide like what kind of clothes they have on. That's just about it. Like, I don't even think you can like, there's no slider for like making boobs bigger or nothing like that. It's just you have a character and they have clothes, and you have a feminine face or a male face, and that is a reason why they don't recommend it. Now that shocked me because look, Tekken 8 is the only one on here, right? It's the only one on here. In Tekken 7, Tekken Tag 2, ever since Tekken 6, there's a character named Leo. I'll have to watch this later. 1 second. Leo Cleason. That's how you spell it. Okay. So Leo's full name is Eleonora Cleason. And Leo was originally made because, you know, even though it was progressive for the time, the reasoning was stupid. They wanted a character that people would like regardless of their gender, right? So they made Leo, who is like basically non-binary, and this character has been around since 2008, actually before 2008, because Leo was in 2006 arcade version of Tekken 6. And nobody ever called Tekken woke because of that, even though it was pretty woke for the time. And Leo is assigned female at birth because her name is Eleonora. But anyway, like, they don't say nothing about that. So what is the pro LGBTQ plus messaging? Is it Leo? Is it the fact that you could just make a character have a feminine face or a male face? I don't even think you can assign pronouns in that fucking game. It's that insane. This is how crazy people are. And any game where you can like create a character and it doesn't say male or female, like they think is not recommended, like Elden Ring. So Endymion won't say shit about Elden Ring, even though in Elden Ring there's some incest. There's characters that are trans, and there are characters that there's a character that can split her body into a male version or a female version. There's a character with a male's physique but titties. You know what I mean? And that's the same character I mentioned earlier. Like, Elden Ring has a lot of shit that right-wingers don't like, but they don't mention it because it's too big of a game to even make fun of or talk about. You know, they rather mention a game like Concord. Like, Endymion, he's a fucking coward. He'll never say anything about it because he doesn't care about the lore. He doesn't care about anything that's happening in front of his face unless it's, like, obvious, right? It's like somebody has to tell somebody like him or Melanie Mack or that other Vara Dark stupid ass what's woke about something before they even say anything, because they're stupid. They're sleeping and they have somebody whispering in their ear. They have fans whispering in their ears about things they don't like, so they have to make a big stink about it. But let me see here. There was something I wanted to mention about Assassin's Creed, and I can't quite put my finger on it, because I think there's an Assassin's Creed in here that's just informational or recommended. I'm trying to remember. But let's look at some of the recommended games, because there's some things that you could like actually debunk about these, right? Cave Story Plus, that's hilarious. Like, you have to live in a cave to have no woke content. Let's see here. Some of these games, keep in mind, I haven't played every single game, so I'm just looking through to see. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, that contains no woke content. I don't know, man. It's a corporation that's very corrupt, and the game highlights the corruption of the corporation. So, like, isn't that woke? Like, based on them? Let me look at the not recommended. Hold on. No Final Fantasy game is in a not recommended. That's crazy. What else do we have here? There's no Hideo Kojima game that's in a not recommended either. They don't mention Hideo Kojima games, even though like he's highlighted like the darker parts of war and espionage. It's insane. Black Myth Wukong, no woke content. Hilarious. I mean, I know it doesn't have any, but it's like, damn. They put that on there quick. Nioh 2. That's the one. Yes, Nioh 2 contains no woke content. That's what I was thinking about earlier. So, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a game that's going to come out, I think, later this year, and it includes Yasuke, who is a black samurai, and he's a historical figure. And Assassin's Creed, of course, is like milking it for money, but the main thing is people are saying that this character is a DEI, a diversity, equity, and an inclusivity character, because I don't know, I guess they're like, they're more qualified people for the job of being a samurai than this fucking 6 foot tall black dude. So I see Nioh Complete Edition and Nioh 2 Complete Edition in here, and I think it's funny because both, well, I don't know about Nioh 1, but Nioh 2 contains some gay characters. Nioh 2 contains Yasuke, the black samurai. As if you just play through the fucking game, you would see that this character is in the game. So is he DEI? Is Nioh 1 DEI because it's in Japan and it's a white dude? No. You know, I wouldn't. The reason why I didn't play Nioh is because of that reason, but that's because white people are in every fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, having a white person in Japan, it's like making a game in Africa and having a white person be the main character to me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just too much. Because a lot of games have a lot of white protagonists. Sorry, not sorry, or they're white coded. You know, I just couldn't take it in Japan. What else we got here? The King of Fighters 15 contains no woke content. That's hilarious because like there's a character in there that is definitely a woman that can wrestle and like toss very strong dudes. So to them that should be LGBTQ plus messaging, but it's not. Or it should be like DEI or affirmative action or some shit. They don't care about that though, because they don't look deeply into these things. They just see one thing and it triggers them, and they don't care about the rest of the fucking game. Like, I want to see who made this list play King of Fighters 15 and fight against Angel, that one capoeira chick from Brazil, and Vice. I want to see what he says about that. He, she, or they. Probably just he or she. They don't use they pronouns, even though you have to use it to describe all of them. What else we got here? Code Vein contains no woke content. Hold on. Well, I guess not. That's crazy. They don't have any way to, that's interesting. I never got Code Vein. I wasn't really that interested in it. But, yeah. I guess you can't, make a body type in that game. What else they got here? Look at all these fucking cell phone games. Bejeweled 2 Deluxe. These are the games they recommend. Wow. I don't see anything in here that stands out. These like fringe ass games that just are so unoffensive to anybody that they don't have any sort of like stay to them. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. It doesn't have any woke content. I don't know. I never played those, but I am interested in playing them. What else we got? We're already at the end of the list. Sonic Adventure DX. You can play as Amy and she carries around a hammer and can beat up a giant robot, a big ass robot. I guess to them, like, you know, Last of Us, if that was in The Last of Us, they'd complain about it, but it's Sonic DX, so they're like, cartoon. There's not a lot of games they recommend, and there's not a lot of games that I recognize that much. So I don't know. I can't really comment on a lot of these. I just know that there's some things that they just, I don't know. What do they say about Dishonored? Is Dishonored in the not recommended? Hell yeah, Dishonored 2 and the not recommended. Pentiment is informational. Subtle DEI messaging. Hold on. Magdalene's story is historically improbable. Some of the dialogue in her story is out of place for a woman in 16th century Moravia. Hold on a second. Bavaria or whatever. This is the Xbox game. This game got an 86. And 7.5. And they're like mad because a woman spoke out of turn. That's what you get when you have people like this, though. What are you going to do? Anyway, I think that's it for this video, man. If this doesn't show you how fucking strange and stupid people like this are, I don't know what will. You know, I would encourage somebody to challenge me on why the not recommended games are so harmful for people, or why you don't recommend them, like for real, and why does it bother you so much? Tell me why it bothers you so much that in Forspoken, in a made up fucking I don't know, continent, that, you know, characters are people of color in a made up continent. Like, come on, man.